Hello and welcome back to another episode of Survival Command Blocks. My name is Classic Tim, and very excited because this episode we've been able to upgrade to Minecraft 1.10. Yes, finally Forge has upgraded and allowed me to upgrade the mod into Minecraft 1.10. And unlike the 1.9.4 update, which we had updated to previously, this one actually adds some new features in. And, other than the default vanilla features that you've probably already heard, because this update's been out for quite a bit now. One thing that's been added that I'm really interested in is the structure blocks have been added. And considering structure blocks are just like a different kind of command block, I figured, they should be in this series. So I did update the mod to add a crafting recipe and the ability to use those. So this is the recipe here. Very similar to the command block, except a little bit more difficult with obsidian and diamonds here. So let's go ahead and make 8 of them. Now, if you don't know about the structure blocks, I'm going to explain them a little bit here. Basically, what they do is they allow you to save structures to spawn in later in a text file, well, not a text file, in an NBT file somewhere else on your computer. So by default, it saves into your saves structures folder. So it's in actually your save file. So when you copy your save file over, all the structures go with it. So basically, instead of, what we're going to be doing this episode anyway, is instead of needing to have each of these different frames saved for this staircase, as you can see, it takes up a ton of space and it's a pain to load in. I need all this redstone in order to do it, to have the animation play in both ways. And there's just, all this space, this huge corridor down here, in order just to spawn in this little short little 5-frame animation. Now, with the structure blocks here, we do not need to actually have all these structures in the world to spawn them in. We can build them, save them, delete them, and then spawn them in sequence right here. So the way this works is, first I'm going to put this right here. Okay? And then we want to change this to save mode, because we're going to be saving the structures here. So if I go ahead and say type this in, make it, we'll just name it Staircase Frame 1. The naming is very important because that's how you save and load. So it's very important to have that structure there. And then what we can do is we need to, say the size of our structure. There's a couple ways of doing this. You can place another command block down. Let's put it up here just to show you. I'm not going to do this for this since I already know the size. But say I put another structure block right here. And then change it to corner mode and then change it to the same name. And that is Staircase Frame 1. Okay, and then come back over here and hit detect. See, as you can see, it makes a nice little box for us. And it'll detect the area between this corner and that corner. And it will give us a nice little barrier, border, whatever you want to call it, to show what's being selected. However, it just, it'll be easier on myself if I just go in here and enter this manually. But especially for larger structures, that could be important. So I know that this is 3. Whoops, accidentally hit F11 there instead of backspace, so I went out of full screen mode. So this will be 3, 5, 5. And that's because this staircase here is 3 long, 5 down, 5 over. Alright, now obviously it's up too high and it's not over enough. So I can actually adjust that as well. Change the relative position to 0. Nope, that was actually correct. I need this to be set to 0 because that'll move it over 1. Alright, so now we've got the right area selected. We just need to bring it down, looks like maybe 3 blocks. Yes, that is correct, because this is the top here because this button is actually included. And as you can see, it also comes right down below, right before it hits that command block here, which selects all the steps. Okay, so now let's go ahead and close this. Now instead of, building off these somewhere else, I can just do this in Staircase Frame 1, save it. Structure saved as Staircase Frame 1. So now if I were to go into my save file and then, go into the structures folder, there will be a file in there called Staircase Frame 1, and that's where this structure is saved. So now what I need to do is just go to Staircase Frame 2 and do the same. So to make this easy on myself, instead of having to rebuild it since I've already built it, I'm going to come down here and just load up frame 2. And that is, do I have a button on me? I kind of need a button. Oh, look, this button right here. I'll come down here first. So if we come all the way down, so this is frame 5, right? Can't get up. Yeah, because this is fully open. We want the one that's not open, which is the one all the way up top, right? Let me get up there. Yeah, here we go. All right, so this is, we'll take this button. And then I want to load frame 2, which is actually this one right here. So if I put this there, adjust that, and I'm going to need a quick way out of here. That'll do for now. Okay, so this right here is frame 2. All right, so just go into this thing, change it from frame 1 to frame 2. Done. Okay, now it's selected, hit save. Now, if I did not have this this whole frame thing already built, what I would usually do is just build a frame, save it, destroy whatever parts I need, move whatever parts I need, save it, do the same, save it, like that. But since I already have some of this built here, there's no reason that we can't just come down here and load in the frames manually, since we've already built them. And we need this one. Frame 3. So the reason that button popped up there is because I actually put the button inside the cloning area. So I'm cloning the button in midair, which is why, yep, this is the button hanging out. That's fine. All right, and this is frame 3. Done. All right, I'll go ahead and put in frame 4 and 5, and we'll get moving. Okay, and frame 5. So now I've got all 5 frames saved to file, and I do not need them down there anymore. So, oh dear. Must have a couple buttons lying around that I should not have. But I can now go ahead and delete this block. I don't actually need it anymore. So let's kind of come over here, head down here, and now the cool thing is I can just break all of this. None of this is necessary anymore. And now it's dark. And I just want to break it to the point where I'm down here, because this is how I'm going to get in and out right here, because I've got an open space here. So we'll just break this, and we still need some redstone back here, but not this massive pillar of redstone that I had before. So let's break some more of this. And we'll go ahead and do it on this level, because this is kind of how I want to get in and out right here, in case we need to modify it at all. And let's see, I'm going to need some more cobblestone to fill this thing out. Okay, so now I've got some space. I went ahead and deleted all the stuff that I didn't need. You can see how much space we're going to save here. We're moving all this up to right here. Okay, so let's see. We've got these command blocks up here. These are only 2 command blocks left, and these are just the 2 that detect the buttons that I press. All this is for actually that sliding door. So let's go ahead and we're going to take a couple of these command blocks and we're going to move them down here. Let's put one right here, and we'll copy this. I want opening first. This is opening. Okay. So when you press this, the door opens. And we won't actually need these anymore because we're just going to run it right off of this. Now, do I have some comparators? I don't. Of course I don't. Okay, got some comparators. Now, I usually don't like using comparators because once they turn on, they won't turn off again until it becomes false. So it won't continuously activate while it's true. But since we only want to open the door and then we don't want to ever open the staircase, and we never want to open the staircase again until after we close the staircase, this is fine. We only want to activate it once. All right, so let's put a redstone repeater down here because we want a bit of a delay. 3 is probably good. And then we're going to add a structure block. So I've already kind of figured out how I'm going to do this because I want to limit the amount of structure blocks I need to use. So basically we can put all 5 structure blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to need one more. Get this gravel out of here. Right there. Okay, so these are the 5 frames. These represent each 5 frame. So we can do staircase frame. Just copy that. Frame, nope. Frame 1. Frame 2. Frame 3. Frame 4. Frame 5. Okay, hopefully that sticks when we put it to load. Of course, changing it to load resets the name, so I did that for no reason. Okay, all on load. Then we can do frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, frame 4, frame 5. Okay, so now when these get a redstone signal, they will load the frame. So I'm gonna do something like this. And what this is doing is it will activate these command blocks when this redstone gets activated. There we go. Okay, so to open the door, oh, hold on, this isn't necessary. I can move this. Okay, so I did that off camera so you guys didn't have to watch me type in frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. But yeah, I can move this down because obviously if I'm opening it, then frame 1 is already selected. So that means all I need to do is, load frame 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I moved it down 1, so this space wasn't even necessary. And then, but when we close it, we're going to want to then load it in the opposite order, which is why I have it like this. I'm not just running straight through. So that way I can run the other one on this side. However, if I just put the redstone here, it's just going to connect and mess up. So what I can do is actually... I forgot this was down here. I can load in from below. And I still want to have the piston sounds. So if I break all these, like so, and then I can put a command block underneath them, and then no matter how they get activated, because this redstone will activate this, and then I'll activate these from below, these will get activated, and then I have this command copied. So this is the play sound command for the piston extending. So now when these get loaded, they'll play that nice little piston sound, so we know that something's happening. And I need to get down here a little bit. There we go. So probably the easiest way... Oh, that's going to mess up because it's going to get caught up in here. Because I don't want to load in from this side because this one actually doesn't need to be activated, just this one. And then, so I didn't give myself enough space here, unfortunately, because the wall's right here. Okay, so what I ended up doing was I just moved this line of command blocks over from this side to this side because this only is one far, so I don't have to move any of the actual structure blocks. Because I need to have this coming in through like this, and then, not like that, it needs to go directly into this one, because if it's closing, that means it's already on frame 5, so we need to activate frame 4. So from this, we'll have another comparator coming out of it. And then go into another repeater. And that will power this block, which will power this block. Then we can have another power repeater right here, which will power this block and then this block. But it won't power this redstone. So it won't come over and connect to this line at all, which is important. So we'll load that. And then this. Frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when I press this button, it'll load 1, 2, 3. No, sorry, it'll load 2, 3, 4, 5. And when I load this one, it'll load 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Okay, so now we just need to line these up with where we want to load it in. Because if I right-click on this and hit load, it'll show both of these. I had this one already loaded up. These are not in the right spot. Each one, is just on top of itself. So we need to bring that up there. So it looks like, let's see. We are about maybe 4 blocks. Which way does that move it? That moves it way over there. So that should be like 3 maybe? It's hard to tell since I got both of these activated. Then maybe... Definitely needs to be up higher, so 3. I think 3 is probably correct. And then I have to bring it just maybe 3 blocks over this way. Nope, that was the wrong way. It needs to be -3. Close. Needs to be, looks like -4. Alright, -4. Alright, that lines it up there, but it's 1 far too over that way. So this should be maybe 2. Alright, that looks like it's lined up correctly, but it is too low. It needs to be up by 1. So 4. Alright, there we go. That's the spot we're looking for. That is lined up because it lines up like right there, and it's not too low right there. So if we were to come up top, we could see. Oh, looks like it's nasty out there. Let's take a sleep. Alright, and if we were to come up here... Oh, I totally broke this door when I was down there. And I'm on fire. So, I lost the barriers because the way my mod works is when you interact with one of these guys, it gives you like the creative capabilities really quickly. But if you click on something else, then it removes those creative capabilities. So that way you can't cheat. So if I were to click on something right now, they'd go away, but... Oh, there they are. Okay, so yeah, see that lines up perfectly. So now that we know what that is, I can just come down here and do that to all of them. And then since these are just offset by 2, so if I were to copy 2, 4, -4, 2, 4, -4, that'd be right, but it's over by 2, so this actually would have to be... Which direction is this? -x. So x would have to be brought down by 2, and that would bring it at 0, and then it would line up. So then this one would be -2, 4, -4, 2, 4, -4. Alright, that lines up. And then so on. Okay, so they are all lined up now. So now if I go ahead and come down here and activate this, it should work like normal. So if I press this button, nothing happens. I'm guessing one of those repeating command blocks isn't actually turned on. Yep, that should be always active. And I'm assuming this one as well needs to be always active. This one doesn't even have a command in it. So I'll just copy this one. So this needs to be this command, except it should be 65 to 57. Because that is a different button position. Okay. So let's see if this will activate now. It should. Alright, press the button. Something's not working correctly there. It's closing correctly, but if it opens, I hear the piston noise, but it doesn't actually change frames. So let's see what's going on there. So this one should be closing, so it should load frame 1, frame 2. Oh, frame 2 does not have a piece of redstone. There we go. So now it should work correctly. I can get up. Alright, so close it. And open it. And close it. And open it. So basically, we've done the exact same thing that we had before, except we're only using this little bit of area instead of all of this, plus this over here. So that's an extreme size reduction, and even this could be probably made a little more compact, just with 5 of these structure blocks. Now they're kind of expensive, with 4 obsidian and 5 and a diamond each, plus quartz, but I feel like that's a pretty good, a reasonable recipe for something that can be this powerful. And this is going to make doing animations like that so much easier in the future. I'm really not afraid to do a little more complicated animations because I can just animate them and save the frames, you know, instead of having to actually have all the frames saved in the world. Like, that's why I didn't do the frames for the doors. You know, it's only 2 frames, but I didn't want to make the space for it. I figured it'd be easier just to clone it and everything. But now that I have structure blocks, it'll be pretty easy to convert these doors over to these structure blocks and just have 2 structure blocks per door. And then I can compact it much easier. And if I wanted, I could even add a few more frames, you know, make it do like a little swirly thing if I really wanted to. Probably won't do that with these since I've already got it, you know, set up. And this one's broken. But, you know, either way, that's going to be really awesome for this series, I think. So let me know what you guys think about the new structure blocks and how I'm implementing them. And I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.